Lovely. I think it's recording. Hopefully, fingers
Yeah, it's
crossed.
recording. Yeah, yeah, it's
So,
recording.
oh my goodness. Well, apologies to anyone who was on Facebook that we didn't get that through, but we are going to do it this way, and then we can
The
send it
most
out.
important, we reconnect. Yeah, reconnecting now, so it's okay.
Absolutely, and that's technology, isn't it? But we're so lucky that we've got different ways that we can do this as well.
I know, right? We're so
So fantastic.
filled with abundance around us.
Absolutely. It was meant to happen and it happened. There we go. Well, it's lovely to see you. So it's been a while. I haven't seen you since we were at the standout that day. So it's a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. So anyway, for those out there who don't know me, I'm Zinat Narani, and I'm a resilience wellbeing coach. A lot of my coaching I do is around mental health and well-being, but at present I'm really sort of targeting mums and women, but especially mums, along their self-confidence, their self-esteem, and really thinking about their body image, to how to build that resilience around them, how to have the love and acceptance first, because having a child can take you through traumatic times and your body changes a lot. So that's where I am with my coaching. But I'm here because I met IIona at the Standout Speakers Academy, and we just connect. She's just got this lovely presence about her, and I was instantly drawn to her smile. And I did say to her on the day, her eyes, they were absolutely mesmerizing.
Thank you.
So, she's got a lovely soul, and I'm not going to say too much because I would love IIona to talk to everyone, kind of tell us what she does, because she is an animal communicator, spiritual teacher, and also an intuitive teacher. But what really got me interested was the animal communication side of things. And for those people who know me, I'm an absolute animal lover, especially cats and felines. I love them, but I love all animals. So anyway, so IIona, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, your philosophy, what you do and why you do things? And yeah, just tell us everything. I'm so excited.
Thank you. I'm very grateful for being here. Thank you for inviting me. I really appreciate that. Yes, my name is IIona, and I'm an intuitive healer, and I support people's journeys of expansion, of really acknowledging their highest truth and expanding and reconnecting with the divine purpose, with their gifts, with their joy, pure joy, which is with your purpose and with your gift. And I'm also an animal communicator. I'm having information here that the internet was not stable, so I'm not sure if you can hear me.
Yeah, keep cutting in and out, but I think it'll be okay.
Yeah. So I'm also an animal communicator, and animals have a huge purpose in my own reality, and not only because actually they have a purpose in our reality, in everyone's life. And yeah, I'm super excited to share more of the wisdom that I receive from animals, because since I've been on a journey of expanding my own divine presence, of expanding the knowing that the divine exists within me, and expanding the feeling that I'm well, I'm loved, I'm pure, I'm unconditional, and letting go of the judgments towards myself, towards others, and really feeling more confidence and the loving presence. The more I realize that there's no difference between us and animals, and that they have their own purpose on this planet, and they have their own connection to divine presence. And the same way as we feel, that there is divine, there is the purpose on this planet for every single one of us. It's the same. Animals are the same. And Animal communication has shifted my perception on the value of life, because although I've always loved animals since I was a kid, um, I was able to eat meat, and I always was thinking why, because why do I eat meat if I love animals so much? And most of my life I was eating meat, and then I realized that was just a belief. It's just belief system. It's just something that we all have in many ways. It's not only referring to meat, but also referring to how we feel about ourselves, referring to how we perceive our own reality, and since the animal communication, it's animals who been guiding me and shifting my own perception on value of life by the wisdom they have.
Okay. Can I just stop you there for a minute? So
yeah.
How do you get this communication with the animals that are kind of guiding you on this sort of journey, this feeling? Because that's quite interesting.
Yeah, it's a telepathic communication. So actually we all have that gift. It's nothing unnatural. It's actually a very natural gift that we all have, and animals have that gift also. The difference is that animals remember how to use it, and they use it all the time, and we forgot that we have that gift.
So it's lost in translation along the way.
It's lost in translation. Yeah, I mean, we organically and consciously picking up sometimes on this gift by sometimes just knowing, or sensing that your animal wants something, although it did not tell you, but somehow you just know, right? That might be a sign that you just communicated telepathically with your animal, because they do send the communication. They also send us healing light very often.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot of research behind that, where they say that if you're feeling down with anxiety, depression, even illnesses, people have been told to have pets, and the stroking action has somehow some sort of healing energy and has made people feel better.
Absolutely. And do you want to know why?
Tell us about it a little more. Yes, please do.
I mean, it was just mind-blowing discovery for myself also on this journey. It's like, because they're so unconditional. When you think about dogs or cats, okay, cats have a different vibrations, but they still have a lots of unique values that they can offer to us. But all animals, they're unconditional. They offer us support in many ways that we're not even aware of. And so dogs, they have this loving vibe, like the very givers, right? They just give, they just full of joy. And when we think about it, what is the connection to the divine? What is the divine presence? It's unconditional love, right? It's pure joy. It's pure present, pure knowing that everything is perfectly fine. And when you think about animals, when you think about dogs, they're so close to that. They're so unconditional. We still have conditions to our love, right? It takes time for us to realign really with this pure unconditional love. Animals get that so much easier.
Yeah.
And
do you feel it's because as humans we have so much going on in our lives everywhere that we can't just solely focus on the one thing, whereas animals kind of have just that one thing? Really, it's survival and this love that they have within them. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I believe that the divine have created all of us in the same way. So there is really no difference. We all have different unique values, and that's what makes us different. And but at the core root of our design, it's all the same. And animals have exactly the same potential within the reality, the same way as we have. They can recreate their own perception reality. They've come here on their own journey of expanding and you know, realigning with their higher self-will the same way as us. But coming back to the healing gift, so the thing is, what happens with animals when we allow ourselves to be in the present moment? Let's bring it to dog, right? When we allow ourselves to be in the present moment with your dog, and you can even just ask, the dog in your mind, just can you please send me healing light? And then just be open to whatever the dog is offering you. And most of the time it's just offering you pure joy, you know, a pure fun, or you just want to lick your face. So just open to receive that.
But yes,
my flatmate, I don't have a dog, but the dog that is my Facebook profile is actually my flatmate dog. And I've been exploring with her this healing potential of animals, and it's just amazing. So I've actually allowed her to lick my face, because I just know that I'm allowing to receive that healing. But I always cover my mouth, because like, okay, Dizzy, we can't go that far, you know.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm covering my mouth. But I mean, and the healing she's been sending them, and it's just so fun. It's like, she comes, and if she feels I'm going through some emotions, then she comes, and then I ask her if she can help me to release these emotions, and then just within a minute I just suddenly feel this wave of emotions, and I like to release through tears. So there's this tears coming out, and as soon as the tears, she starts to just lick me, you know, and I'm covering like, okay, Dizzy, I know you're showering me love, but I'm allowing this love, because that's where the most profound healing happens, when we allow the love.
Yeah, you have to open up.
Exactly. So what happened most of the time when the animals shower us with love, we're like, oh, go away, or stay. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But that's we actually sending the healing potential back. We don't accept the healing light. We don't accept the love. We actually don't. We're resisting the unconditional love that they've come here to offer us.
But sometimes I think that
that's
from not knowing or understanding the animals, like you said. Sometimes we'll just go away, we go away. But it's because we don't understand them. We haven't taken that time possibly to really nurture with the animals. And it's funny that you say those things. When I had 2 cats, which unfortunately have passed away, but I remember clearly that, and somebody had told me as well, that if cats lick your hair, that's a sign of them showing affection. And it was really bizarre, because my cats used to do that all the time. However, then my question is, this is a really funny one. Every time I would go into the shower, because it was flat like that, my cat would come into the shower and sit on the corner while I'm taking a shower.
Really?
Yeah. And then
how amazing.
Get wet as well, because it's sitting in the corner, because it's you can just walk in. But then when I finished, he would then come out as well. So
well, there's definitely something in that. He definitely was showing you something with this.
There must be.
I mean, the animals, they have just incredible gifts to offer to us, and they can help us when to realign with our purpose. They can really guide us. We just need to, as you said, just look at them from a different perspective. Just acknowledge them as divine beings. Someone who actually got their own wisdom, someone who's got the knowledge. And you know, it's already confirmed by science that there is a dog that can sense cancer, right? So animals have really high senses, the senses are much more strengthened than ours. And they can sense, they can feel what's happening within our energy field. And they can also feel the divine within us. They can see that you know, we have the connection to divine, we have pure hearts, but also they can sense our distortions, our emotions, the ones that or lower than the divine presence. And and they can heal us through that. They can guide us very often. Animals showing us what is not in alignment within us by their behavior.
Absolutely, yeah.
So sometimes when there is a consistency in the certain behavior that we don't really like, it's actually a sign that this your pet is showing you something about you. And when you actually understand what is he trying to show you, what he feels within you, and you balance that emotions within you, the animal will shift the behavior.
That's very interesting. It's very much like humans, yeah.
Exactly. It's a pure reflection. Animals are your reflection also.
Yeah.
And we always think that, when animals do something inappropriate, that is their fault, and we're trying to fix them. Hey, a minute, I'm just showing what I see inside of you.
Yeah.
Why don't you see me this way?
Yeah.
That's why they're having healing potential, and they can be really beautiful guides.
Yeah, absolutely fascinating.
I know. I love it. I love it.
So what actually made you kind of follow this? What was the what aha moment that you thought, I want to be an animal communicator? And what is it that you actually do for people if they say to you, well, what can you do for me? What can you offer?
Yeah. So it's been a journey for me. It wasn't really in I've entered my pathway to love, which is pathway of awakening my higher self, and really expanding the knowing that I am divine. And that means you organically aligning with your divine gifts, with the purpose that you've come here to create, to experience through joy. And so that's what really activated that animal communication within me. But we all know that the divine exists within us. Most of people, right? But do we actually really feel it? Because what divine is, as we mentioned before, unconditional. It's pure joy. It's value, right? Value every. It doesn't see layers or levels. It just sees this pure sacredness of you, the beauty that exists with, and it doesn't see less of you. You always see the perfection of you, right? Yeah. So that's the divine presence. So within my work, I create a healing space, which is an alchemical process of releasing traumatic emotions, traumatic stories from their life, and bringing people into allowance of expanding that pure knowing that you are perfect, that you are beautiful, and you're worthy of receiving so much more in your reality.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it calms your mind, which is perfect, for our shutting minds. And yeah.
And how do you go about doing that? Because I saw on one of your videos, and it was absolutely beautiful. I couldn't have the volume on because I was on the train, but I was just watching you, and you were just kind of moving and dancing.
Yeah,
what's that about? That was absolutely mesmerizing.
Thank you. That's the healing modality I'm working on currently with. Okay. And I just literally today, I went to in Kilburn to a church, did the healing sessions with the homeless people. And it was just amazing to see this. Yeah, to see these transformations. It was just such a blessing for my heart. It's like for the divine to see people shifting the perception on the value of life, and acknowledging that they are sacred, there's this pure joy and beauty within them.
Wow.
And yeah, and specifically seeing that within the homeless community, it just melts me. It just brings me
Just tell me a little bit more
lots
about
of value to my own life.
Yeah. Tell me a bit more about that. You know, when you went there, what were they like initially? And then how did they kind of transform, I would say, by the end of your time with them?
With the healing session, well, it's everyone have a different stories, so there is different topics to address. I always ask to set the intention and what would they like to work on it. So there was one, it was beautiful. The one gentleman who came and he said that he actually working on business, but he doesn't earn any money, so he really doesn't have an income stream, and he was like, he would like to, you know, work on this. It's okay. So then I did the sensual wave, the healing modality, which is alchemical process of releasing the fears and traumatic events. And after the session, he was just like, wow. He was like, wow. And he said, I've understood that. He said, like, he had this breakthrough when he realized that actually he's already successful, because everything that he really desire, he has. Like, he has a family and beautiful son, and that's what he actually truly feels, that's his success. And he just left so, like, he was like, oh my God, I'm coming here next week. Like, I mean, you people should pay you lots of money for this. It was very beautiful. Then there was another person. Yeah, I mean, obviously there is lots of stories, but
Yeah.
it's just blessing to be
Yeah.
able to shower people with this.
Yeah, and how you feel and what you get out of it and transmit to the people's lives.
But it's just shifting people's perception on the value of life and really increasing the love and the value of life within them, because that's changed everything within how you perceive your reality after, because the transformation have to happen within you, not outside of you, because when it happens, when there is an inner, everything happens within our inner reality. And so that there is this, so that what happened even in the mental health, it's always there is this conflict, right? There is this mind chatter, there is this all this struggle.
Yes.
And the divine can feel all these emotions, because divine exists within our sacred heart, and it can feel all these emotions, and it accepts, because it accepts free will, our free will. So it doesn't judge, and it's grateful for, you know, experiencing life in any form of life. It is, that's the presence of the divine. But it also knows that we worthy of receiving so much more. It also, and desire for us to experience life through pure joy. So that's why within my work, I work to bring people into allowance of letting go of this struggle. And in the moment when that is the moment of allowing the divine to expand, I reconnect and expand. So it's becoming stronger, the sense of knowing that you're divine, the sense of reality, of appreciative for what you have.
Sorry, I seem to have lost the connection a little bit. Are you still there? Seem to have lost the connection.
Hello?
Hello?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for just 1 second.
On the screen.
Yes.
How is your connection there?
Yeah, and I knew.
Oh dear.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, no, you're back now. I couldn't hear you at all.
I think it's I think because it's recorded, so I think even if the connection is, I think it should be, we should still see us both. The connection, I think,
just
should
your
be okay.
side's freezing a little bit, so I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll be okay, but great. Oh,
Yes.
you know,
Okay.
that's absolutely wonderful. I mean, so what what's in your near future? What are you hoping to do or achieve in the next year or 2 years? So what's your mission now from now moving forward?
Yeah. My mission, whether it's my deep core is to bring people awareness about the animal kingdom
Mhm.
and shift their perception on their own reality by supporting the animals through it, and also, you know, using the wisdom of animals, all the wisdom that I'm receiving, and they're happy to share with us,
Mm.
to, because I mean the wisdom, it's been shifting my own perception on life. I mean, I can give you a story, one incredible story through animal communication.
Yeah.
There was I have manners, so I just have to pick one. And I can talk about that. Like I
I
can
know,
talk when I start. I can
it's your
talk.
passion, so of course you can talk about it.
I know. So I'm thinking I will tell you the story with the snake. I communicated with the snake, and it was interesting because there was a group. So the animal communication can happen face to face, but can also happen in through a picture. I just need a picture, and it can happen through like I do live streams also. So then whichever animal comes and message I give to the people who are watching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so this one was for a picture, and that was a little bit early when I was still kind of practicing the animal communication. So it was a group where where people were giving feedback. So we were recognized as animal communicator and getting the feedback, right? And yeah, the snake told me that he doesn't feel loved. And I'm thinking, like, why you don't feel loved? Because like this woman, she posted a picture, right? So to communicate, so she must be animal lover, so she must be lovely for this snake.
Yeah.
But the snake told me, like, no, he doesn't feel loved. He said, I don't see human love as a love. Human love is not a love to me. And I was like, okay, so why? And then he said, because real love cares about someone's needs. And he says, my needs, I can fulfill my heart desires in this environment. And he was living in a house, and I could feel, because sometimes they send also emotions. I could feel how he was feeling locked in a small box, and yeah, and just couldn't really, get
Almost
out.
have to be set free, is it?
That's what I asked him. So what would make you, what would make your heart fulfilled? What would it make you feel fulfilled? And then he showed me an image of a tree. He was climbing a tree. And then there was another image he sent me, which was like him being on the grass. So that's what I understood. Like, okay, you want to be outside. And then, and I showed him this. But then I was thinking, like, okay, because she might not be able to confirm this for me, right? Because obviously she doesn't know what he feels inside.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, like, okay, so I need to ask him a question, something that she would be able to confirm. So I asked him, how long have you been with her? And that was just amazing. And suddenly I received this feeling of being in the present moment. And and the message was very clear. He said, I don't measure time like human. He said, I'm in the present moment, so I'm not able to give you that answer. I was like, wow, it's amazing. And how do we connect to the divine? We connect in the present moment. We don't connect when our mind is somewhere, when we're in the future or a past. We connect in the present now. So that says that as such a much stronger connection to the divine. That was just amazing. And in the end, I mean, she was able actually to confirm everything what I said, because she has been receiving these messages a lot from different people. Obviously, the snake was And then also he actually told me that he tried to run away from her free. So I wrote to her that, and she did confirm that he tried to run away. So yeah, it's just amazing to.
Incredible story.
And the thing is, and that when he said, like, he said for him love is unconditional, and you care about someone's heart desires, like the real needs, not the needs of our unconscious mind, the needs that we coming from us feeling unworthy, the real heart needs. He said, yeah, that's why he feels not loved by her.
Wow. So what was your
do you
message
think about us this way
to make the change then? If that Snake wasn't feeling that lack of love, what did you then do to change that?
Well, the thing is, in that case, that was very early stage, so I was not really
Seems to be cutting again.
I gave her the message. She did come by trying to make the life of the snake easier in the house. So she bought him like a huge
a cage or a home for the
and she built like a big tree for him to climb. But yeah, I believe everything is divine design and everything is perfect, so I'm sure they're both receiving blessings from whatever stories they're going through.
And you haven't gone back to them to see the changes?
No, because that was just a practice group. So that was when I was practicing animal communication. So I was a student at that time. Yeah.
That would be absolutely amazing to be able to reconnect with them and find out, how things have changed for them and what communication you get from the animal.
But there is plenty of stories. Trust me. I mean,
I bet.
I've communicated with elephant in the zoo in Johannesburg, and it shocked me also because I am absolutely not supporting animals in the zoo.
Yeah.
And what I've learned through animal communication is that animals have their own personalities, exactly like with us people. You can't assume that because there is one animal with personality that every single animal will be feeling and thinking the same. No, they're all different. They all have a different heart desires. They all have a different emotions to deal. They deal with their own emotions also, and they all have a different personalities. And they all perceive life in their own unique way also. It's literally like us. I mean, there's really no difference between us. And my recent one, I've communicated with I've communicated with a cow, and the cow and the mother, the cow with her daughter, and she explained me how strong bond it's between the mother and the daughter, and she said that there is no difference between the loving bond between mother and her child when you're human, and there is no difference when you're animal. She said literally that
action.
Actually, she said it's like between mother and daughter. For people, we don't see the bond, but with there, right? We trust is there.
Yeah.
It applies exactly to animals. She said you don't see the bond between us, but it's there.
It's there. But it would also be, I suppose, with animals, you see it in their movements and maybe the sounds they make. But again, it's about understanding animals, isn't it?
Really surrendering to them and just see what messages they've got for you. kind of seeing them as intelligent beings, these intelligent divine beings that have purpose in their reality, you know.
They are very, very.
And they absolutely, and that applies not even to domestic animals in the forest, or you know, whatever interaction, whichever animal you have in your life, you know, he's got a message, his presence, a meaning for you. And it, you know, it can have, there may be many ways what's the meaning is, but yeah,
That's incredible.
right, there's no coincidence. Also, the other thing, it's like I do animal communication, and I, with the sensual wave, I do add animals. Animals told me, so they said that we, without leaving animals behind, we've got to include them. They're
beautiful, yeah, absolutely.
They also need healing light.
Yeah, there's a lot of connection.
And sometimes,
similar, absolutely.
yeah, sometimes even animals asking me to offer healing to their family partners. And they don't like, but they like to be called partners. Sometimes they.
Sorry, IIona, I've lost you completely.
I can hear you.
Oh, that's like, I can't hear you at all. It keeps cutting, which is really odd. Are you still there?
Let me see if I can change my Wi-Fi. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi. Yes.
Just a couple of minutes, because it keep cutting off.
Is it better now?
Yeah, I can hear you. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, I've actually forgot where I was, but yeah, it's like they also need the healing energy, healing light, and also that sometimes it happened a couple of times for me that actually even just an animal says to me like, "Oh, can you?" My partner, a human partner, needs a healing. Can you offer healing to her? Because they can feel their partners, the human partners' emotions. They're somehow not really sure how really in technical way or in the behind the scene how exactly look like, but there is this etheric field that when there is a strong bond between animal and the human friend, somehow the etheric field, it connects together, kind of like locks together, in a certain way. And that means that the animal goes through the same emotions as the human.
Absolutely, and I can vouch for that. Yes, I can. I would say I probably had similar experiences with my cats.
Yeah,
exactly. The emotions that I felt were almost transmitted through them, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's incredible, and I think we don't think about it till we actually take time to step back and think about, oh my gosh, that's what that was. Like you said, it's like being in the present moment, taking time to just see, give your animals that love, that unconditional, and really connect with them rather than just have a pet because people want a pet.
Absolutely, just literally see them. Don't we because it's just the way how we adapt the belief system, right? That animals are less than us, but the equal to us.
Absolutely. Wow.
The purpose they have within your reality that will make such a big difference for the divine presence within you, because the divine presence, it doesn't feel less about animal. It doesn't feel it does feel equal value to every form of life. Doesn't matter if we're in a human body or if we're in an animal body, or if we're in a tree, every form of life, it's equal for the divine. So the more we expand through acts of love, and with animals, it's just so easy to do unconditional act of love, because when we actually do act of love that is unconditional, without any expectation to receive anything, we actually reconnecting and expanding the connection to the divine, because in that moment, when you give unconditionally, you receive
unconditionally.
Exactly.
That's
And there is a healing power in it. And I know, because I've been doing this with the homeless, I've been doing this with animals, and it just really opens my heart in so many ways that I'm actually working on a project currently, and in this project I'm going obviously include animals and the connection to the divine.
Of course.
Of course. And yeah, basically we're going to inspire peoples and communities to create acts of love towards homeless, towards animals in the shelters, and create more shelters, more spaces, and open the doors for the divine to expand through this.
That sounds
Because
fantastic.
because when there is so much potential and healing power in giving and receiving through unconditional love without an expectation. And I don't know if we have time, because it's quite long. I can tell you one more story that it just hit me.
Yes, because obviously we need to pop that. I'm not sure how long we'll be able to post on Facebook. That's the thing as well, because I think they only allow so many minutes on video, do they? I'll definitely put it onto YouTube.
Facebook,
I don't know, but yeah, I definitely put it onto YouTube. But I just,
to be honest, I'm
so
not
I wanted to
sure.
ask you about just, in terms of, before we kind of wrap up, what's your advice to people out there, in order to communicate what you do, or what they should, not should, but what they could do to reconnect with their divine, and also around this whole element of communicating with animals? So what's your message to them?
Be as much as you can in the present moment, and in the connection with the divine. It's really a big bringing yourself more into your heart, into your sacred heart, the space of your sacred heart, when the pure connection exists, and connecting on a daily basis with your sacred heart. It will expand that. It will really create a stronger relationship between you and the divine. Okay. And the knowing will expand.
And for people, and in order to do that, if someone doesn't know how to begin to do that, what would your one tip or step to be to try and move to that?
Yeah, I've actually recorded the Sacred Heart activation. So if you would like, I can give you the link later in post. It's free. It's on YouTube, and it's really, really amazing activation that, because we are so often in our minds, right? We most of the time in our mind. Back, the awareness into our sacred heart, because that's where our infinite potential is. That's where the purity of our soul exists. The knowing that we, that we are beautiful, that we have everything, that there's nothing that we're lacking. We are just perfect and whole. It's all within our heart, our sacred heart. And the mind likes to limit ourselves, right? One likes to make us feel that we're not worthy of ourselves, that we're not good enough, etc., right? And the anger, grief, or so many emotions. So that's all coming when we in our mind, because in the sacred heart space, there's only pure connection to divine. Fantastic. All mind chatter becomes an illusion. If you're just
Absolutely.
shifting and shifting. So within the sacred heart activation, literally I'm reconnecting you, opening the doorway to your sacred heart, and we connect the sacred heart to your pineal gland, and expand connection within your mind. So I do recommend to do this meditation every single day for 40 days. And definitely please drink lots of water, because it's quite strong activation, specifically in the beginning when you do it first time. After it gets easier, and then also after it depends you're going through when wet. Yeah, it's a very powerful activation that will definitely expand the connection and makes you feel so much better.
We'll drop that link with this video
Yeah.
for them to.
Or you can reconnect with me. I do sessions 1-to-1, and animal communication is just such an amazing gift also. And yeah, I'm happy to reconnect people with their animals on a much deeper level and help them understand how the animals perceive them, how they see, what's their purpose in the reality.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Well, IIona, it's been absolutely amazing having you on, and just really connecting with you to understand what you do, what your passion is, and how you go about it. Because I do follow your posts all the time, and they're very, very inspiring. Absolutely inspiring. And thank you for the advice.
Thank you.
That's a great thing for people to get started with. And yeah, let's just all start trying to think about that self-love and that unconditional love and reconnecting. And let's love our animals more, take time for them, not just come home, take them for a walk and then back again, spend that time.
And it's just the potential that they have within our life is just beyond what we know right now. Beyond, and when it's just it's the thing when the animal, specifically dogs, unconditional love without an expectation, then they receive even more.
They do, absolutely.
So they know that this is the receiving gift of the divine presence within them when they give unconditionally, and they actually feel like their potential it's wasted when they're not able to share that love.
Yeah, brilliant, fantastic.
So the more it's beautiful journey. It's like I can talk and talk about it.
I know, it's an amazing journey, but yes. But thank you for taking the time. Yes, taking the time.
Thank you very much.
And yes, we'll put all the details so that you can connect with IIona. If you've got any questions, as I said, I'll post this onto Facebook. I'll put the link also onto YouTube, so you have that link as well, and I'll send that to you as well. Okay, great. We have a lovely evening. Sending you lots of love. Absolutely. Take care. All right.